Our show is produced by Green Alliance of Nevada, sponsored by MV Energy, and I'm your host, Dan Hennel. Our guest today is Marie Steele. She's the manager of electric vehicles and renewable energy at MV Energy, and we've been talking about the Renewable Generations program, as well as electric vehicles and energy storage. Also in the studio today is our producer, Annette Bubak, who will be filming our broadcast live for Facebook Live. Facebook Live audience, you're welcome to write in and ask questions. And if our listeners have questions for our guests, the call-in number at KDWN 720 AM is 702-257-5396. That's 702-257-5396. Marie, we were talking as we left towards the last break about the Watt plan, a way that NV Energy ratepayers and customers could sign up for my account through nvenergy.com and interact with the utility and get these tools that help them use the electricity more efficiently in their home, and even now for transportation, which is a further step.
Yeah, going back to what we kind of got lost in time there quickly, but you and I can do that very quickly. Time does fly. In the future, currently you do have your My Account and all of the tools energy efficiency and DSN provides, and can't recommend that more. You now can disaggregate and see what your load is, and maybe in the future you'll see that it's an electric vehicle. But so, back to the electric vehicle infrastructure demonstration program from a residential perspective, and we'll get into what commercial solutions we'll have in the Nevada Electric Highway, and that in a minute. But from the commercial perspective and residential, we will have new tools to help you calculate what getting an EV is, because it's not just buying a car. Then you have rates and what's your fuel savings. So it's a great tool. There's examples of it at other utilities. That it's pretty cool. Then we're really excited to get that launched here later this year for everybody.
Fantastic. And then another component is energy storage that's emerging. Senator Dean Heller, I think, helped write a bill that's enabling usage of that in people's homes, and then also to, on a larger scale, to back up the grid.
So that also is a new part of the program. So there will be a residential and large commercial, but for residential customers, since that's what we're chatting about, there will be an energy storage incentive for residential customers as well. And as part of that calculator, and there is the standing solar incentives as well. So that calculator will help you with all of your distributed resource decisions, if it's approved and installed. But you can look through storage and solar and EV all paired together, what rate makes the most sense for you, what your savings are, what your investment's going to be. I think that's really important for everyone to understand from a commercial, from a perspective of your own. So.
Yeah, that's beautiful.
We're excited for that.
Right. You actually have hands-on now. You don't just get a bill at the end of the month. You can do something every day to influence the rate you're paying. So that's really something. And expand out beyond just your home into your personal car if you choose to drive a plug-in electric vehicle. And,
so
go ahead.
Another part of the... Otherwise, we're never going to get through. Another part of the residential perspective is it's called the Smart Charge Rewards Program. So we do have a time of use rate that applies to your home, but it doesn't apply to just to your car. And as we get into the distributed resource world in the future, it's really important that we manage this load appropriately and push it off peak, wherever peak may be in the future. Currently,
can you talk a little bit more about peak and valley usage for a utility? What that means to a consumer?
Sure. So we all live in Las Vegas, or at least the ones who are listening to us here. And we know what that electric load is in the summer for
everybody's air conditioning is on. Every single building throughout the valley is
so that is considered our annual peak.
That's
and
so peak,
we build to be able to support that peak.
Right.
But what that means is we have excess capacity of electricity at night and at non-off-peak times. So what a beautiful load to fill that space that actually benefits all customers is electric vehicle load. So one of the big strategies in what we can do that making that electric vehicles positively impact all of our customers in all of Nevada is if we can shift these loads off peak. And so that's at night or whenever it is.
Yeah,
so
and as you said, all that generation as the sun sets has to be dialed back. It has to be turned down. So and that can be costly sometimes. So if you can charge your electric cars at night and keep that generation going, utilizing the full effect of it, then that's actually beneficial to all ratepayers.
Right. So we have the tariffs designed to do that, and now we have proposed to put forth additional tools to help with that. So now there will be a program put forth called Smart Charge Rewards that is actually kind of like your insurance. So it's a C2 cartridge that gets put in your car that knows when you're charging, and so it can tell, so that you don't have to have a tariff applied to your entire home. Now it's actually, working with the vehicle and the utility rather than through a tariff.
Wow. And that would plug into your OBG2 port, right? The diagnostic port, sorry.
So
and it would monitor when electric was flowing into the battery from the charging.
Yeah.
That's fantastic.
Well, that's when and where people are charging, public and at home, because there's another bill, Senate Bill 146, is the distribution resource plan. So we're starting at looking at where EVs, where storage, where solar, all these distribution resources are on the grid. So we're also partnering with, or proposed to partner with EPRI, which is actually just with an open platform that is integrating with the telematics system of the car. So if this is only electric vehicle owners that want to participate in these pilot programs to help better understand. So it's, where are they charging? How do we better plan for the grid? Where's going to be the highest impact and highest propensity of electric vehicles?
Tremendous. EPRI is the Electric Power Research Institute out of Palo Alto. We always have to get our
smack
acronyms.
My hand for the acronym.
Yeah.
So,
but their role usually, they're kind of the think tank for the whole utility industry in a way.
They're fantastic.
They're looking ahead at different ways to aggregate cars and a whole bunch of cars that are charging at the same time, that maybe during the peak load during the day you can pull some of the energy out of those cars to balance that load and then put it back in at night. So there's some interesting things.
And then from a charging perspective, we've also put forth two big ones that we think will really help impact people being able to make that decision to go electric, one of the big barriers. So we will have incentives for workplace charging, so that provides that additional place for you to be able to charge your vehicle. And there will also be charger incentives for multi-unit dwellings. And then we're also partnering with the state, with the Governor's Office of Energy and the Housing Division, to make sure that we're making programs for low and mixed income as well, so that we can get charging infrastructure at those multi-unit dwellings too. So trying to, from a residential perspective, that's our suite of products to really try and move the market, and also do it, I'll say, intelligently, and growing that load such that it benefits everybody.
That's tremendous. Yeah.
And then education outreach, and I'll do my plug for Annette.
Yes.
The one who travels back and forth from here in Reno and loving both ends of the state. We do have a great event where that Green Alliance has partnered with SWEEP on February 22nd for, what are we calling this? I know I'm speaking at it.
It's the Northern Nevada Electric Transportation Forum.
There we go for it. February 22nd at the Innovation Center up in Reno. And Senator Spearman will be there. I believe Assemblywoman Jill Tolles will. It's going to be a multitude of people with a great conversation, talking about these incentives, talking about different projects like the Nevada Electric Highway, talking about the Volkswagen settlement, of which both those things we have made incremental programs inside of the Electric Vehicle Infrastructure Program to support, to make sure that we're maximizing zero emissions inside of the state on bigger sized projects.
That's tremendous. Can someone in Southern Nevada monitor it through videos or remotely?
Well, that's a good question. We haven't thought about that. Maybe we'll have to do Facebook Live or something like that.
That would be great. All right.
Yeah.
We'll be right back after this break to talk about electric cars and NV Energy some more.